And call the regular council meeting in order.
There's all kinds of issues.
Joe Tennyson, could you lead us in the pledge? Just have to say I pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Becknick. Here. McKinney.
Here.
Shaver. Here. Saracey.
Here.
Bertone.
Here.
Heights.
Here.
Before we move ahead with the agenda, this is typically the time where council selects its pro tem. I want to thank Christina for her year of service in that role, and the council probably needs to make a motion to adjourn to have a deliberation. Is that how it goes?
Oh, unless they know what they're doing now, but they could adjourn to deliberate if they want.
I'll make that motion.
President.
Second.
Okay.
What? I feel it.
Oh, no, they did, yeah, they said, yeah, they said it was a look at his hand. Yeah, because they got it for tailgate,
Yeah.
which is pretty subjective.
I called it.
Okay, so do we have a decision?
We do.
So then we would need to make a motion to appoint a pro tem, I would say?
Do we need to reconvene first?
We did adjourn, right, we do, so.
Okay,
we
so
need-
we'll reconvene at 6:35. Okay, motion then for a pro tem.
I'll make the motion. Mr. Bertone?
Second?
Office? Backnick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Shaver? Aye. Saracen?
Aye.
Bertone?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mayor, I want to echo your comments about Christina. I think she did a fantastic job, fairly new on council when she took that at the time. Handled it with care and did a very nice job, made everybody feel comfortable. I appreciate what she did. I appreciate that the group asked me to do this. I tried to pass it to somebody else, but nobody would raise their hand, so and they're going to have to wait another year, and then they'll have no choice at that point. But I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you very
Well, it's
much.
good to have you on board, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, so in your packets were the council committees, those stay the same as they were last year. I need to make a motion in regards to the legislation this evening, the agenda. So agenda item number 8, resolution 2023-8 will be removed from the agenda. Number 9 will be taking number 8, and number 7 has changed a bit, but it's still for the general obligation bond retirement fund of the senior center. And when we get to Christine Page's portion of the meeting, she'll explain what those two are. And then resolution number 10, I'm going to move up to when we get to my spot, so we can swear it, or so we can have the legislation for Joseph Tennyson to become a full-time firefighter, and then we'll do his swearing in. So if I could have a motion for those changes to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Saracen?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Backnick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Shaver? Aye. Bertone?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, can I have a motion? Yes,
Do we
sir.
want to renumber the ones after 7?
No, we're not gonna, we're just gonna delete 9
Okay.
and skip that and then just keep the order as it is on the
Oh,
agenda.
okay.
I need a motion to approve the minutes from December 20th, 2022.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Backnick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Shaver? Aye. Saracen?
Aye.
Bertone?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Thank you.
From our solicitor this evening, Mr. Lyons.
Mr. Mayor, I made all my comments while we were in adjournment, and I have no further report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lyons.
Did we miss anything fun?
Yes, you did, and none of it's been recorded. So resolution number 2023-10, a resolution appointing Joseph Tennyson as a full-time firefighter for the Village of Fairport Harbor and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Suspend. Saracen?
Aye.
Shaver? Aye. Backnick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Bertone?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Move to adopt. Saracen?
Aye.
Shaver? Aye. Backnick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Bertone?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Thank you.
I, Joseph Tennyson,
I, Joseph Tennyson,
being duly sworn,
be duly sworn,
depose and say
depose and say
that I hereby accept the position
that I hereby accept the position
as full-time firefighter B
as full-time firefighter B
for the Village of Fairport Harbor,
for the Village of Fairport Harbor,
Ohio,
Ohio,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the codified ordinances of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and the codified ordinances of the Village of Fairport Harbor,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
that I will faithfully and honestly
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the above position
of the above position
together with such other duties,
together with such other duties,
as from time to time
as from time to time
may be placed upon me
may be placed upon me
by the proper authority.
by the proper authority.
Welcome. Good to have you on board. I need to sign that. And it would be totally permissible for Joe and his group if they'd like to leave the meeting now and not have to stay for the rest. But you're more than welcome to stay, too. So I have nothing else this evening. I'll turn the meeting over to our village administrator, Amy Casa.
Okay. Our senior services levy was awarded by the Lake County Board of Commissioners. They'll receive an award of $115,000 plus an additional $50,000 for 2023. Water plant update. The village will have received bids for improvements for the water vault on January 13th. CT is reviewing those as we speak. An update on our project manager, Mike Mannery, who was serving as our project manager, had an opportunity to assist St. Mary's Church as their business manager. Mike is a valued member of their parish and accepted the position with the church. We wish him all the best. Board positions, we're looking for 2 to join our tree commission. Deadline to submit is February 1st, 2023. Our State of the Village is coming up. The next State of the Village will take place on February 21st at 5:30 p.m. at the Senior Center prior to the council meeting. Mayor Manras will review what was accomplished in 22 and what we've got coming up in 2023. Also, the Ohio Department of Transportation, there is legislation included in your packet to update our consent ordinance. They can continue to perform maintenance and make repairs to state highways within the corporate limits of the village. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Amy?
Mayor, are we going to re-advertise for Mr. Mannery's position?
Yes, but I don't know really at this point what a timeline would be. Amy and I have talked about it briefly. There's quite a bit going on right now. So yes, we will, but as we kind of go through with the healthcare, et cetera, we got to set a budget and everything else and see. But yeah, we'll see where we go with it.
Sounds
But yeah, we definitely got to get somebody back in. So
Thank you.
thank you. From our village engineer, Clyde Haddon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Amy did mention the water vault bids that we received last Friday. We are reviewing those. The other 3 water projects that we're working on, the tower, the new tower, the secondary connection, and the plant demolition, those are going out to bid next month. We finished the field work on 3rd Street streetscape, and we'll start that design here in a couple weeks. And we just started the Chestnut Street OPWC project field work on that, and we're going to bid that out in June. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I don't have any questions, Clyde. Okay. From our fiscal officer, Christine Page.
The entire financial report was in your council package. It also included the appropriation status year to date through 12/31, as well as the receipt account status. For the month of December, your revenue was $210,850.88. Expenditures for the month were $330,497.31. For the year, your revenue was $4,208,833.30. Your year-to-date expenditures were $3,681,138.58. We are reconciled through the end of the year. I thought that I would note that we earned about $47,000 more in interest over the year than was originally anticipated. I expect that sort of fund will go on as long as the interest rates hold out, but they are way, way better now than they have been. We're getting right now, I think we're getting about 4.3, 4.4 on the money that we have in Star, Ohio, so we're doing pretty well, and I'm keeping as much as I possibly can in those high interest investments so that we can, at least make something on it. So we've got all of that. In the package, you have appropriation status, the reconciliation for December, your check listings, and your receipt register for the month of December. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. That's all we got.
Okay, you want to explain just the moving of the legislation?
Right, okay, so after sitting down and trying to write purchase orders, we had done several resolutions for tonight. And they're standard resolutions, but in doing the purchase orders, I discovered a couple of things that we needed to do, things we needed to change. So in short, resolution number 2023-7 is the same resolution having to do with the senior center, but we've modified it so that we have the ability to, we've amended the appropriation so we have the money to transfer officially. Number 8, we have taken the original 8 that was the water operating. We've taken that out completely and replaced it with what is on your agenda as 9. 9 is to facilitate the advance from the general fund to the other capital. This has to do with the CDBG and the streetscape money. So there are things that we need to have in place. We need to have a certificate in place, we need to have appropriations in place, and then we need to have the authority to advance the money. So I made those changes on it late this afternoon, and you all have these resolutions in your email as well. I've made sure that everybody has a copy of them on top of that. So 9 on your agenda here is the one that we're deleting completely. In the books, 9 is just gone. So as we go through these to adopt them, Mr. Mayor, we just need to read the captions from the copies that I gave you, and then we'll be clear with all of it.
Go.
So let me catch up. I thought 8 was gone, and you just said 9 was gone. Which one is gone?
8 is gone.
8 is gone.
8 is gone.
So
9 becomes 8.
9.
Sorry, hold on a second.
9 is gone.
9 is gone.
9 is gone.
Right.
7 and 8 have been modified. 9 is gone.
They said 8.
So
That is correct.
So technical question for Mr. Lyons. Should we just vote number 9 down? So we have succession of numbers and an action on all those numbers, and down the road, someone's not looking, where's number 9?
It's probably not a horrible idea.
I think it's a good idea. I was sort of suggesting that by renumbering, okay? But either way, I mean, I think it's a good idea to show what has happened to that
Sure.
number, okay, so that it's in the book
Yep.
one way or another. So we can certainly vote it down tonight. So, okay.
That's why we voted him president, by the way.
Okay, so 9 is back in, and then we'll vote that down. Fine. And then we put just one copy. We didn't copy enough for the group. So if anybody in the audience would like, there's 2 out there. If anybody would like copies of that legislation, stop by and see us afterwards, and we'll make sure we get it to the public. But the new stuff is on the table there. Okay, thank you, Christine. Any other questions of Christine? Okay, we have no old business. Safety committee reports, Mr. Satterthwaite.
The reports are in the packet, and thank both chiefs. They're well done. Do you have anything further? No. Those are the reports. I hope you all read them in the packet.
Yep, thank you. Thanks, chiefs. Okay, ordinance number 2023-1, and I guess that's a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second?
Saracen?
Aye.
Bertrand?
Aye.
Becknick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Shaver?
Aye.
Heights?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-2, a resolution confirming the reappointment of Greg Major to the Fairport Harbor Board of Zoning Appeals and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Suspend Heights.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Adopt. Heights.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-3, a resolution requesting the Lake County Auditor to make advance payments of taxes pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 321.34 and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Suspend Bertone.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Bertone.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-04, resolution authorizing the fiscal officer of Fairport Harbor Village to expend funds for the payment of certain expenditures pertaining to the village and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt. Second. Move to suspend. Second.
Suspend Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-05, a resolution to transfer funds from the general fund to the general obligation bond retirement fund and declaring an emergency.
You skipped one.
I did.
You did. General obligation, where are you? Which one are you?
I'm on number 5.
That's what I thought, okay. Sorry, go ahead. He was correct.
How dare you? So I need a motion for resolution number 2023-05, a resolution to transfer funds from the general fund to the general obligation bond retirement fund and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Suspend. Bertone.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Bertone.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-06, a resolution to transfer funds from the water fund to the enterprise debt service fund and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Suspend. McKinney.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Adopt. McKinney.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-07, a resolution to amend permanent appropriations and transfer funds from the senior center fund to the general obligation bond retirement fund and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Suspend. Sarathy.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Sarathy.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2023-08, a resolution to request an amended certificate of estimated resources from the auditor of Lake County, Ohio, amend permanent appropriations and advance funds from the general fund 1,000 to the other capital fund 4904 and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Suspend. Bertone.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Bertone.
Nay.
No, that's not this one. It's going to be
I
9.
thought this is number 9?
No,
23?
this is 8
No,
that
we're on 8.
We're on 8.
We're on
Next
8.
one is nay.
All right.
Good
Take that,
I lost.
take that back,
Don't
Gary.
reoccur. All right, I'm starting over.
Forget it,
Adopt.
Gary.
No, we're okay. Aye.
Right. Shaver.
Aye.
Vacknick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Sarathy.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution number 2023-09, a resolution to advance funds from the general fund 1,000 to the other capital fund 4904 and declaring an emergency. This is the one that we will be voting down.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend the rules.
Second.
6. Suspend. Heights.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye. Nay.
Backnick.
Oh, yeah.
You're just itching, aren't you?
This is all your idea.
Yes. We'll get it right.
We'll get it. All right. Where am I? Backnick?
Nay.
I can't.
Right?
No, your
Wrong.
aye here.
Aye.
We're suspending
We're
first,
suspending the rules.
We're suspended.
so that we can vote
Sorry.
it down.
I'm really sorry.
Okay.
You're okay.
Start over.
It's like COVID.
Right?
It's contagious.
It's just the
Okay.
2 council presidents, and no big deal.
Okay, I'm gonna do the suspend. I'm gonna start over.
Okay.
Heights.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
All right, now we're gonna do the adopt. Hang on a minute. Heights.
Nay.
Bertone.
Nay.
Backnick.
Nay.
McKinney.
Nay.
Shaver.
Nay.
Thank you.
Okay. Resolution 2023-11, a resolution advancing Christopher Manishi to the position of Class C police officer for the village of Fairport Harbor, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Suspend. Saracen.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Saracen.
Aye.
Backnick.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 2023-12, an ordinance approving and granting consent to the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation authority to apply, maintain, and repair standard longitudinal pavement markings and erect regulatory and warning signs on state highways inside the village corporate limits.
Move to adopt. Second. Move to suspend. Second.
Suspend. Backnick.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Adopt. Backnick.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
McKinney.
Aye.
Saracen.
Aye.
Bertone.
Aye.
Heights.
Aye.
Thank you.
Before I open to the public, I just want to quickly thank service, fire, water department, police as well. Over the Christmas holiday, as you all know, it got quite cold and we had quite a bit of weather. Our really good plow truck was all rip-rare and ready to go, and it broke a weld the first time they put the plow down. Totally unexpected, so that's why the roads were a little bit rougher than what they normally are. The intake froze up on the water intake pipe, so everything that we've been doing with the water plant this last year and a half is kind of coming to fruition. We tried to come out of the river with it, but that line had holes in it, so we couldn't create a suction with it. We ended up renting a pump and pulling out of the Port Authority for about a week. So a lot of good work got done by not a whole lot of people, as always, so I just wanted to pass along my thanks to your departments. Please pass along my thanks to service and water as well. It was quite the weekend, so thank you for your extraordinary efforts. So, council have anything else this evening? If not, we're open to the public. Yes, sir.
Greg Major, 501 New 4th Street. I got a dilemma I need you guys to help me out with. The village says we're going to develop the area down by the water, where the water plant's going to be torn down, which is a cool idea. So now we got these, I don't know if you call them speculators or whatever they are. They come into the town and they raise the rent on the some of the local businesses, Beth Lynn, Main Street Photography, 30%. They can't afford to be here anymore, so they move out. Now, I've always been under the understanding that the small businesses were the backbone of this village from day one. They're gone now. Now, you add that, then you go on to the abandoned buildings that we have around the town. Denora, the old dance studio, number of them. Anyhow, people that don't live here or have nothing to do with this village. They own this property, let it go, but they get sent letters by zoning board or whatever. Okay. Then we move on to the Airbnbs. That man right there has got, I'm talking to Chief Coran, has got some wonderful ideas for this village. And I go to the Coffee with the Cops. If you ever get the chance to go to him, you should go to him, because it's a really informative thing. He sits down, asks us what's on our minds, and then he asks, what do you need from the police department? It's a great thing that he's doing, and he's got some great ideas for this village. But what's happened now is he's got these Airbnbs that are popping up all over the village. He has to take time out of his patrol and stuff. He goes on these calls. He has no idea who he's dealing with, because these Airbnbs are popping up all over the village. Now, according to the news, House Bill 563 was passed. One of the people that passed that was Jamie Callender. Jamie Callender said, quote, and you can look this up because I did, "I don't trust the local governments to make decisions on Airbnbs." I don't know why he said that, because, I mean, you are elected officials and we trust you. I do not know why he is. Now, my main question is this: is the village of Fairport for sale to the lowest bidder? I mean, we've got all these issues going on, and it doesn't seem that they're being fixed. And I'm not blaming you guys. I'm just wondering how the rentals got so out of control, and how this Jamie Callender doesn't trust you guys over Airbnbs. You can't control your own Airbnbs, which you should be able to. And that's my question. It's a rhetorical question. I think I know the answer, so thank you for your time.
Thank you, Greg. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Janice Redenchek, and I live in Hidden Harbor Estates, right across the way here. Last August, I think, is when it started. There's been this high-pitched, loud industrial noise that is just permeating down the river. I live right on the river, and it has been going. It starts at sometimes 5 in the morning, Sunday morning. It goes 4 to 6 days straight, 24 hours a day. Well, my husband and I have been driving around trying to figure out where it's coming from. I think we pinpointed it to Osborne Gravel. Now, I don't know why it just started. We moved here 2.5 years ago, and I love the community. It's a great place to live. We moved from Menor, and it was nice and quiet, but this noise is so bad. Where I live, even my neighbors, there's nights that you can't sleep because it's so high-pitched and so loud, it comes right through our windows. And I've called the Fairport Village, and I left a message twice to have somebody call me, and nobody called me. So then I called to make a industrial noise complaint, and the lady gave me right to the police department. Well, there's nothing the police are going to do. I'm not sure if it's coming from Osborne Gravel. Maybe one of their compressors or fans or something must be bad on it, because like I said, it just started this summer. But it's so loud that even like the neighbors that I talked to, I says, well, we have to start complaining to somebody. I talked to somebody who lived, I forgot what street they lived on, and said it drives their wife crazy. She doesn't know what to do, and she's called and complained. Now, I don't know who she's called and complained, but if it stopped at 5, 6 o'clock, it wouldn't be an issue with me or my neighbors. But it goes 6 days sometimes 4. And when it stops for a day or two, it's like I'm in heaven. I can sleep. I don't have to put earplugs in. So I don't know if there's anything that the council can do about it, or if they've had any other complaints.
This is the first that I'm hearing of this one. Who did you call at Village Hall?
I forgot. I just looked it up on the internet, and I left a message
So it was
twice.
in one of our voicemails?
Yes,
Okay.
it went to voicemail.
All right, that's fine. And then you said you made a police report?
No, I didn't. I just hung up because I didn't think it was a police issue. I didn't want to have a policeman come out and, complain.
And that would have been fine to leave the
Oh.
message or even make the report, because Dave absolutely would have got it to Amy. Amy would have got a hold
okay.
of the health department, and then we could have started the ball rolling here, so.
But I'm just wondering
yeah.
if you hear, when I left my car to come in here, you can hear it a little bit on this side.
Sure,
can
so
hear.
there's quite a bit that we can do. They can't, noise ordinances or noise ordinances, you can't have noise travel across boundaries, et cetera. We've had other industrial places here in town over the years that we've had to take action against, and then a lot of times it's just a matter of making them aware of the noise.
Okay.
It could very much be the case here, I don't know. What I would ask you to do is stick around a little bit and let's talk to Amy, we'll get some more information from you.
Okay.
But we'll absolutely be able to run this to ground for you.
Thank you so
And then
much.
if you've got any other neighbors that do have it really matters if they make the complaint.
Okay, I'll make sure they
And they
do.
can't be, let me say this, you can't be, everyone feels like they're being a bother, and they don't want to make the complaint. Your complaint means way more than us calling them.
Okay.
Okay, because we're just the local official, but you as the homeowner, you as the resident, if all of you call and make those complaints, believe me, they add up a whole lot quicker than us calling.
Well, some of the problem in our neighborhood is the people will hear it out when they're outside, but it's more of an older community,
Understood.
and a lot of the people have lost part of their hearing, so they don't hear it when they're inside.
Yeah.
But I can hear everything, so.
Gotcha, no, I appreciate you coming to the meeting, and sorry that we haven't been able to connect the dots before this.
Well, thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you.
I feel much better now.
What is your address?
554 Hidden Harbor Drive.
Right, okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. If nothing else, a motion to adjourn, go ahead.
My name is Richard Shelton. I live at 322 3rd Street.
Hi, Richard.
Hi. Here, I recently got a citation for violation of ordinance 505.01, which is dog at large. I went to court over it, and after speaking with the judge, I'd already made an agreement with the prosecutor to plead guilty because it's basically a leash law. I had my dog on an electronic leash. I demonstrated to the officer that he was under my control, but the way it's worded currently, it states a leash, doesn't recognize an electronic leash. The judge gave me a choice, pay the fine or agree to come to a council meeting and propose an amendment to that ordinance to include electronic leashes. I'd be more than happy to demonstrate how they work at any time if somebody wants to observe it with my dog or with video or any way that they would like to see demonstration. Also, the judge even recommended that he recognizes that there's going to be issues involved, and one thing that he recommended was maybe having a vest or something on the dog so that people that are out walking know that that animal is under some kind of supervision and control. And I'd even take that one step further if we could sit down and discuss possible ways to do it. Similar to the dogs that, service dogs, they have to go through training programs. I mean, even if we did that where you could get certified as having your dog trained and show that the dog is under control under these circumstances, that it would be legal to walk your dog with electronic leash. They're recognized for fences. And like I said, the judge said that the way he sees it is the law just hasn't caught up with technology yet, and recommends that I come here and in lieu of paying a fine and recommend that we look into the possibility of amending that.
Mayor, can I ask who the judge was?
Yeah.
Who was the judge?
I'm not sure if I have the pronunciation right. Paul Malachowski?
And Malcheski.
Chesky. Okay, I knew it was one of those two.
And Judge Malcheski used to be a solicitor here in the village for us before Mr. Lyons. So I just want to say publicly, I appreciate that because the dialogue is good, and this is probably something helpful that I think technology is going to change. It has changed a lot of things, so I think that's actually a good idea. Take a look at it.
let me take a look at what committee that might go to.
Probably good and welfare.
I
Or
think that's
safety.
I think that's a good one, sure. All right.
Thank you for-
Christina, we don't have to set a
Yeah,
time
that's
tonight,
great.
but it would, I'm not opposed to the conversation either.
Yeah.
So, so we'll set a time and we'll invite you to that meeting.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
and we'll see where it goes from there. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it all.
Thank you.
All of you from the council.
Mayor,
Yes.
can I go back and answer Greg's question?
Sure.
About our congressman? And just, don't want to let it slide by that you shouldn't trust your public officials, especially your local ones. Everything starts at home. We used to be part of the United Kingdom at one point in time, or the British Empire, and it started locally. It didn't start with the king, right? And if you take a look at your television and watch the news at night, I guarantee you don't want to trust any politician you see on that news in Washington or even at the state. So as a public official in Fairport Harbor and many other small towns across the country, this is where it happens for most people. Your best opportunity to have a voice is right here, and this is why we always appreciate when we have a large audience, because that's where the voices are heard, and that's where change starts, and that's how good things happen, and that's how this country happened. So I'm sure his intentions were good, but we don't need tyrants either. So that's my opinion on that, and that would be my rebuttal to Mr. Callender.
Right, and I'll just touch on that too. Since my time in council and then, of course, as mayor, the erosion of home rule in the state of Ohio just continues to be attacked. And that's exactly what they're attacking here. One of the first ones that I saw was when they put those stupid utility boxes on the tree lawns. Local communities couldn't dictate where those went. That had to be a state issue. They were the only ones to be able to decide because it was going to be too cumbersome for a lobbying group to have to go to each municipality to get their permission and how they want their community to look. And the Airbnb, we were going to take action last year, but we decided to table it until we found out about the House rule. Unfortunately for Fairport Harbor, though, we're a statutory form of government. So if there is a state law that's passed, we are bound by that state law. We can't supersede it because we don't have a charter. We don't have the land mass or the population for that. All I would encourage our populace to do is remember those comments, remember those leaders when they come up for re-election. They absolutely should be trusting and engaging with the local politicians to write those laws. And I don't believe they have been. I think far too much gets done at the state level without the input of local officials and at the federal level. And the last thing that I'll stand on here tonight is the local tax, what the hell was it called? That the state still builds their rainy day fund out. That is now in
Local government
the
fund.
local government fund that is now into the billions of dollars. Billions of dollars are in a rainy day fund that the state of Ohio sits on just in case they need the money. But those are sales tax dollars that you spend here in Fairport Harbor, some of the businesses that you were talking about. Those used to fund, and those used to come back to our government to fund services like policemen, firemen, service department. That all got eradicated in 2007 and 2008, and there's never been a comeback for any of those dollars. That's why we continue to have to go to residents every time there's somebody, just to run the village. So again, I would just implore upon you to remember those leaders and those that you wish to see in those higher offices. They should be looking to the local governments for it because, as Tony said, this is where it is. This is the most consequential government that you folks in that audience will ever face, because you never get a chance to speak to your state leaders, and you very rarely get a chance to speak to your federal leaders. And they're there, they're in front of you, and then they're gone, and they serve the interests that put them in office. So I appreciate your comments, Greg, and we appreciate your involvement in our village. I love you guys. And we love you too, seriously. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And Mayor, just to be clear, Mr. Callender is not a tyrant, but
no, I understand.
The point is that's how those things happen in history, because they want to own the people's decisions. So.
No, and I absolutely agree. But again, they don't take the time to to come here. So I could go on about a conversation I had with the late Ron Young because he was part of passing that thing with the local government fund. And then when him and I talked many years later, he understood it a little bit better. But of course, at that point, he was already gone from the state legislature and couldn't do anything about it. So, with nothing else from me, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. Thank you all. Oh, Anna, you have something? Sorry.
Yeah, if I could just piggyback a little bit to Greg's point. I think, Anna Call, 402 East Street. I think that a point that he makes is a good one in looking at what kind of long-range planning are we looking at with the village. You know, we've had some great success locally with the small businesses, but it is a challenge, and it has been when the folks who own the building don't keep up with the repairs, but increase the rent and make it very difficult for our businesses to operate in those buildings. And, you know, some of you know, I spent a year and a half trying to purchase property in this village for my business, and I was pretty surprised at some of the stuff I saw, even with the residential homes and the type of work that's being done at point of sale. And I know we're short with resources, but I really felt for some of the folks that were purchasing some of those homes because they were going to be up against some serious work in the near future because the rehabs weren't done very well. It's, you know, and I think that speaks to the quality of our community as well. You know, not only just the transient, I mean, we've got some great renters, so it's not about that, but when we start to develop more and more Airbnbs, I know a lot of communities are putting limits on that just because it's harder to manage who's in your community and what goes on.
Understood.
So, just a thought.
Thank you,
Okay,
Anna.
thanks.
Okay.
Mayor, one more comment, just
Sure.
to echo what you said about national leadership. Part of what we're experiencing is what you experience when you go to the gas station or to the grocery store or anywhere to buy anything right now. Your cost to buy anything, doesn't matter what it is up extremely high over even what it was 6 months ago or a year ago. And unfortunately, the landowners have that same issue and landlords. So some of them may want to just increase, but my guess is that many of them have no choice because their energy bills are so high that they have to transfer that cost to that business and then to the customer, which is what you see if you go to any store. So back to the point of when you vote, send your message because things are everywhere out of control. It's hard to manage costs on anything. What are our costs up in the village just to run this building, for example? And there isn't anything we can do about that, really, unless we want to cut the services to it and not run half the electricity or the heat or the water. So it's everywhere we look. It's important when you go to that ballot box to think about these things as we go forward, because my opinion is probably going to get tougher as we go along, and it's going to make it harder for those smaller businesses and those landlords, which are also small businesses. So it's a real challenge. There are probably some things we can do as a village to help, but we're not going to be able to help everything because of that side of it. So something to keep in mind.
Yep. Good discussion tonight. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Becknick?
Aye.
McKinney?
Aye.
Favor?
Aye.
Harrison?
Aye.
Right.
Aye.